Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be making for you a winter kale salad. It's called a winter kale salad mainly because it's using a lot of those ingredients that you usually find in that beginning of winter, late fall season. We've got kale, sweet potato, pomegranate, and then this really delicious kind of tangy date tahini dressing. That's all it takes. 4 components, very simple, very quick, very easy to make. So now I'm going to show you how it's done. So the first part to this salad is obviously the kale. So for this we use the curly kale. You can also use the dino kale, which is the darker, little flatter leaf. It doesn't necessarily matter because we're going to be massaging it to kind of loosen it up. So the curly kale is a little bit stiffer, but after you massage it and work it out, it's a lot softer and a lot, tastier and easier to eat. So we've got 2 bunches of kale here. Next thing is a topping. We've got pomegranate seeds. This is just a whole pomegranate broken up just into the seeds, and those are just going to be garnished right on top. Next we've got some chopped up sweet potato. So I simply just chop these up into small little cubes and roast them in the oven about 450 degrees, 10-15 minutes. If you want them a little crispier, leave them in longer. A little softer, take them out a little sooner. It's up to you. We've got our dressing, which is very easy. We've got half of a lemon, which I'm going to squeeze the juice into. We've got tahini. I don't usually measure for this dressing, but the general measurement's about a 1/4 cup of tahini. We've got a soy sauce, or what we use is a coconut Aminos. Another 1/4 cup of that. And then we've got dates, which have been soaking in water for about an hour now just to soften them up. I've got 5 dates in here. We're going to throw all these into the food processor, and that's the dressing. Okay, so I actually decided to just use 1 bunch of kale because once it gets all cut up and everything, it adds up to be quite a lot. So 1 bunch of kale, you can easily double this recipe or cut it in half depending on how many people you're going to be serving. So to start, I'm just going to go ahead and unwrap and start taking the leaves off the stem. We don't want that stem. It's really fibrous and hard and crunchy. It doesn't massage very well. So we're just gonna tear it right off of there and then give it a little chop. So now we've got our kale all chopped up. We got small pieces, big pieces. It doesn't really matter. After we massage it, it's all gonna, shrink a bit. It's gonna be a lot easier to eat. So now I'm gonna go ahead and massage it. You can add a little bit of salt. It tends to help, but I tend to just leave it plain. I don't like to add too much salt to things and oil and things like that. So I just do it plain and simple. And you just take your hands and basically just crumple it up. Give it a nice massage. You can do this for probably 2-3 minutes, just giving it a nice massage. It'll get rid of that bitterness, that crunchiness. All right, so I went ahead and massaged it. You see it's a little bit darker green. It's also compacted a little bit. But it's a lot softer. It doesn't have that sharp edge anymore. It's a lot easier to eat. Let's go ahead and get into the dressing now, which is real quick and simple. All right, so I'm just using a simple food processor. You can also use a blender. This is just easier when you're making a smaller amount. If you're making a really big salad with a lot of kale, you can use the blender. It doesn't matter. You're basically just trying to mix it up and blend up the dates. So first I'm going to drain the water from the dates. I'll go ahead and take those. They're nice and soft and gooey. Throw those in the food processor. We've got a half a lemon. Go ahead and squeeze the juice right in there. Then we've got tahini, which is kind of the main component to the dressing. And I don't tend to measure, I just kind of add in what I would think would be about a 1/4 cup. And then we've got coconut aminos or soy sauce. Same thing, put in about a 1/4 cup, maybe a little bit less. And then blend. Alright, I'm going to add a little bit more tahini. Remember to scrape down the edges, make sure you're getting it all blended together well. All right, so here we've got it all blended up. You see there's little bits of dates, but otherwise it's not too liquidy, but it's not too thick. Make it more kind of like a dressing consistency. And then we're just going to pour this all over the salad when we're ready to go. So let's go ahead and put this salad together real quick and let's enjoy. All right, so now basically it's very simple. We take our sweet potato, just throw those on in. We've got our pomegranate. Go ahead and toss those in. And then the dressing, just pour that all in. And then we give it a mix. Sometimes I do this with my hands, sometimes I just mix it up with a spoon or spatula or something, so. So our salad's all finished. I went ahead and threw it on a plate just to, take a taste. The thing I really love about this salad is just it brings a lot of vibrancy. A lot of times in the winter, late fall, it gets a little gray out, and this has got nice pops of color with the pomegranate and the sweet potato and the kale. Brings something really fresh to kind of usually a gray, dull time of the year. So let's go ahead and dig in and see how it tastes. Perfect. It's got a perfect amount of dressing, which has that kind of that nuttiness, and the sweet potato has a little bit of sweet. Pomegranate's got nice little pops of sweet, and the kale is nice and soft since we massaged it. Really fresh, really delicious, and perfect for this time of the year.